Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 5 January 2023, Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel. We got one, and it's a big one, and it's a good one. Man, we got some cool stuff for you tonight. Before we get into the meat of the sale, a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First up, if you're a potential buyer, you need to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also reprint them in the description underneath the video so you can peruse them at your leisure. Also in the description, above the terms of the sale, you're going to find 3 links to previous videos on the channel. The first is to my Primer for Buyers video. That's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. So if you're curious about why they are the way they are and maybe some specifics that aren't apparent in the written terms, watch that video. It'll be helpful to your purchase experience. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. If you're interested in using this weekly sales event to move along some of your collection, give that video a look. It explains how this all works from the consignor's perspective. And then the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So in the description, you will see those 3 links, and then you will see the terms of the sale. And then at the very bottom, the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In the pricing column, you'll generally see 2 prices. The one on the left is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The one on the right, the price of your knife as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. Sorry, but no next day sharpening this week. I have a medical exam for my new life insurance policy, which needs to go well since I'm 57 and life insurance gets expensive at my age. So that'll be the focus of Friday. So if you do buy a knife and want it sharpened, expect it to ship in about 3 weeks. If you see the word sold in lieu of pricing in that far right column, don't send me an I'll take it email, because it's already bought and paid for by its new owner. That is it for the housekeeping tonight. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and then we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we got 5 leftovers from last week's sale, and 4 of them are hawkbill ringtail karambits. So apparently, very few of you appreciate the hawkbill ringtail karambit, and those of you who do are smart enough to wait till the price gets low. Well, tonight's your night. First up, from Cold Steel, it is a Tiger Claw, Model 22KF, the plain edge Tiger Claw. We have the thinner, lesser aggressive textured black G10. We got a polished clip that's ambidextrous tip up. We have a ringtail backspacer. We have an opening plate that doubles as an Emerson wave opener. Of course, we can't say Emerson because nobody would want to step on any copyrights or anything like that. Blade steel is CTS XHP. We have a triad lock. Blade length 3 7/16. Handle length is 6 1/4, including the ring. The lock release is not quite a mid-lock, but it's not all the way at the back either. Action is nice and free, but a pretty stiff spring. Blade centering on this one is dead. down the middle. Lockup is dead rock solid. Condition on this knife will be near mint to like new in box. You can buy this knife brand new at your favorite web retailer for $130. We ran it last week at $100. It didn't sell. We dropped it to $80 for the weekend. Still here. Somebody gets this for $70. Very nearly like new. Might even be like new in box, except for my fingerprints. And it's almost half price. $70 like it is. $100 sharpened. Next up, it's deja vu all over again, except for that. This is the Tiger Claw Serrated model 22KFS. Again, the thinner, less aggressive textured G10 polished ambidextrous tip-up clip. Fully serrated hawkbill Karambit CTS XHP. Blade length is 3 7/16. Handle is 6 1/4, including the ring. Opening is accomplished via a thumb plate / wave opener. You can hook your pocket and out comes that menacing looking blade. It's a triad lock, so the lock's rock solid. Action's nice and smooth. Blade centering is hard to see, but it's dead down the middle. Condition, near mint to like new in box. Price of these brand new, and they are available brand new at your favorite web retailer, going to be $130. We ran this last week at $80. Got no takers, dropped it to $70 for the weekend. Your price this week is less than half price. $60, shipped, priority mail. No need to sharpen the serrated edge. $60, shipped, priority mail. That's the Cold Steel Tiger Claw Serrated. Next up, we have a big, huge white box. I mean, it's a mammoth affair. Inside it comes the Korbin from RMJ in Nitro V steel and the dirty olive handle. The dirty olive. Here is your certificate of authenticity. 2019 production. So the Korbin comes in a really nicely made, you know, I don't know if it's Kydex or if it looks like Kydex. Even the back plate, which is like, you know, can go either way. Slip your belt through there. I think that's all Kydex. It's just beautifully molded. And inside, you have this thing of beauty. It is a ringtail, hawkbill, Karambit. Nitro V steel, 3-inch blade. I'm sorry. Yeah, 3-inch blade. 4 3/16" handle. Scales are black and OD green layered G10, beautifully milled, affixed in place with flared tubes. Let's see, how does that look? Oh. And this has got some kind of a gray coating on it. I don't know if it's a Cerakote or what is it? Yeah, it is Cerakote. It's not black though. I think it's definitely gray. Condition is like new in the box. These are out of stock new. When they were available, they were $235. This is like new in box. We ran it last week at $170, did not sell it. Dropped it to $155 for the weekend. It's still here. This week, $140, like it is. $165 with my edge on it. That is the RMJ Korbin fixed blade, hawkbill, ringtail, Karambit. Next up, we've got the same knife in the same mammoth box, but this one says Tiger Stripe Nitro V. This was a knife center exclusive with this handle coloration. There is your birth card indicating 2019 production. Comes in a beautifully made Kydex sheath with a Kydex belt plate. You can run that through there any way you like. Inside the sheath is this thing, black Cerakoted. Nitro V, Hawkbill, Ringtail Karambit, 3-inch blade, 4 3/16 handle. I think you could rip into an abdominal cavity pretty effectively with that. RMJ USA. Black and orange layered G10 for the Knife Center exclusive. Condition is like new in box. They are out of stock, probably never to be seen again. We ran this last week at $195. They listed when they were available at Knife Center for $235. It didn't sell, so he dropped it to $175 for the weekend. It's still here. Let's do $160. Shipped priority mail. $185 if you'd like an Apostle P edge on it. That's the RMJ Korbin Karambit ORBK for orange and black. Next up, man, I can't believe you guys have let this one sit. I'm shocked and amazed. Here we go. This from Busse, and it is a sterile Busse, but it says Busse all over it. If you know Busses, you know it's a Busse. I'm just saying. We've got a Kydex sheath with a Kydex belt loop. Works nicely with the thumb. Crinkle coat epoxy blade in Infi steel. 3 7/8 inches of blade. It looks like 3/16 stock, but fully flat ground. Gorgeous little spear point. Proper sharpening choil. Lashing hole. Brass flared tubes. Holding on some, I think, OD canvas micarta. Handle length on the Busse Badger, 4 7/16. Blade length 3 7/8. So these are discontinued and out of stock. No more Badgers. Hard to ever find a Busse knife in stock. They're kind of like Randall's. I do know that I didn't find any sold Badgers on eBay, but I did find similarly sized Infi steel Busses selling between $400 and $500. We ran this last week at $325, got no takers. Dropped it to $295 for the weekend. It's still here. And by the way, it is amazing in the hand. This week, let's do $270 like it is. $295 with my edge on it. That is the Badger from Busse. Next up, I'm going to speak very reverently for this one because it's a legend. It was a legend in its original form. It was a legend in its custom form. And it's a legend in its hand-finished, low-volume production modern form. It is from Bark River Knives. Sorry, the box is a little beat up. Designed with vehement knives, Matt Martin. It is the Mac V SOG. The Mac V SOG. Comes in a sheath, black leather. Got a pouch for a stone, no stone included. Sorry, guys. It's got the Jenna Martin designed, but I believe Bark River produced, Skin Bender Leatherworks sheath. Guys, look at this. Split belt loops that are not snappable on this one, but so they won't slide around on your pants because the belt loop splits the belt loops. The clip or the snap is so wonderful because the knife is protected with this leather flap, and the straps and snaps are very tight. Just unbelievably well made. Unbelievably well made. And then you get the knife. Oh my. That profile is, you guessed it, the original SOG Bowie. This one, satin finished, convex ground by Bark River in CPM 3V, designed by Matt Martin. That cross guard is just a work of art. CPM 3V blade. 6 inches in length. 4 7/8 inches of handle. And if you're going to get one of these, this is the handle you must have. Brass guard, black, red, black spacers, stacked leather washers, black, red, black spacers, brass pommel, threaded tang, and a nut. In the hand, it's freaking amazing. In any grip. These are long gone, boys. They're long gone, and this one is very much like, it's very near like new. I'm going to call it near mint in box just because of the natural patina of the brass, but this thing is unmolested. They're out of stock. They have been for years. I found one sold listing on eBay for this exact configuration. It's sold at $354. This one can be yours. $295 like it is. $325 with my edge. The Bark River MacV SOG. Next up, it's another one from Bark River. This one is the Mini Kephart in CPM 3V with amber ringed jig bone. What a sweet little bushcraft knife. You've got a very Kephart blade, 3V, 3 5/8 inches in length. The handle, amber ringed jigged bone. And the dimensions of the handle, 3 15/16. It's just enough. I mean, just enough. Stock thickness, 3/32. Full height convex, super skinny behind the edge. I mean, super skinny. What a feather sticker this thing is. No sheath with this one, but it is near mint in box. They're out of stock everywhere. And depending on the handle, I found sold listings on eBay running between $210 and $345 for this knife. These were not cheap scales. But we're going to sell this one at $180 like it is, $205 with my edge on it. And let's face it, everybody's got a sheath for that. Or something that'll work, right? That is the Bark River Mini Kephart. Next up. Now this knife surprises me. And the reason it surprises me is they make it in a manual version and I really don't like it. But when I opened up this box, something came over me. It's a Benchmade black class knife. It is the 4170 BK Auto Fact. So the manual Fact was just meh. But look at this thing, guys. Whew. This is an auto axis with the spine safety, carbon fiber scales, gunmetal anodized, hard anodized aluminum bolsters and end caps, ambidextrous deep carry clip, tip up of course, and then there's that. You've got a black Serrated S90V blade, a skinny swedged spear point, 3 7/8 inches of blade, 4 13/16 inches of handle, rock solid lockup. Centering is, I don't know, would perfect be okay? All right. Action is beautiful. Condition on this one is near mint in box. And a doggone perfect example. These are available currently at your favorite Benchmade online dealer. It'll cost you $387 plus tax. Or just buy this one, $320. Shipped, priority mail, all in, $320. If you like my edge on it, $350. That's the Benchmade 4170 BK Auto Fact. Next up, we're taking a break from the knives for just a moment because it's Howdy G-Shock time. I've got a G-Shock box, and I didn't look. Okay, I got the right paperwork, but I don't have the right box. We have, doggone it, a GWG 2000-1A1. So it is the Mudmaster. But see, the box doesn't say that. It says GM 2100 MF, so who cares? It's got the 10 in there. Who cares? It's a G-Shock. Look at this thing of beauty, boys. So let's see. Tough solar quartz, triple sensor, multiband 6, carbon core guard. So the black around the case is that carbon core material. But I think the case inside is stainless. Negative display and a digi. Anyway, CF look resin strap. Compass, altimeter, mud resistant. 50 millimeters in diameter. 15 thick to the top of the rider tabs. Lug width, I'm not measuring. Lug to lug is 62. It's a big boy. Oh, come here. It is a big boy, no doubt about it. Very near mint in box. G-Shock's website list is $800 on this watch. I think I saw them on Amazon at $765. We're going to do this one at $395. $395. I'm not going through the functions because I'm clueless on the Mudmaster. I love that mud resist. What the heck does that mean? Who cares? So yeah, $395 on the G-Shock GWG 2001A1 Mudmaster. Next up, one of my children has returned. This knife was purchased from this sale, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. It's a Blade HQ exclusive Vox Dapper with an ApostleP edge, so it'll be in your inventory as BHQ Vox Dapper TAP. Pretty sweet little pocket knife. OD green canvas micarta scales. Brass gear pattern backspacer. Ambidextrous tip up deep carry paperclip clip. Low profile ball bearing flipper. Stainless steel liner lock. Sweet little piratey looking clip point blade. Blade steel is M390 blade length, just 2 3/8, but look at the belly. Look at that high flat grind. Look at the clip. The handle is 3 1/4. It is a stainless steel liner lock that engages thusly. Lockup is solid. Ball bearing action is just fine. Centering, it might actually favor the lock side just slightly. Oh, and it's got an ApostleP edge, which was a little bit of fun because it's kind of thick behind the edge. But oh, it cuts now. Let's see, we'll call it near mint in box just because I sharpened it. Price of these brand new at your favorite internet retailer, as long as it's Blade HQ, is $160. They are in stock. And I bet you the edge is going to suck if you buy a new one. Trust me. This one already has my edge on. You can buy it for $125. No need to sharpen. That's the BHQ Vox Dapper TAP. Next up, we've reached the Great Eastern Cutlery portion of tonight's sale, and that is always a good time. Here we go, starting it off from the Tidioute Cutlery line of GEC. It is a number 15 Urban Jack, model 152221 in spring green jigged bone. a polarizing cover color. Comes with the Urban Jack button. Urban Jack. There he is. Here we go. It is a 15 boy's knife, essentially. All steel construction. Lanyard tube. Spring green jig bone. The Urban Jack specific shield. The main blade is a spear point. Satin drawn swedge with Jack's picture etched into it. Pull weight, 7. Walk and talk, perfect. Centering, perfect. What is that secondary implement? Well, I think it is the bar tool. It looks like a mustache comb to me. I don't know what you would use it for at the bar. I don't know, but it's a one-armed opening. Sometimes Bill just likes to have a little fun, doesn't he? Anyhow, perfect walk, talk, centering, like new, in tube with button. Your price, $175, like it is. $175 and then $195. You'd like my edge on it. That's the GEC Tidioute number 15 Urban Jack. Next up, here's a knife I bought and turned, and I kind of wished I hadn't turned it, but I did. Here it is. It's a Great Eastern Cutlery from the handcrafted Tidioute Cutlery Classic Pocket Knives line. It's a number 33 Conductor, model 331220, in antique autumn jig bone. A sweet little swell center opposite end jack with lots of nickel silver showing. Little mini gimp shield there. That sort of melted jigging that I love. I got a main clip point blade on a cam tang that walks and talks very nicely. About a 7 pull. Sweet little drawn swedge nail nick clip. 3 5/16 inches is the closed length on this knife, by the way. And then a nice little dainty pen blade. Also on a cam tang. Pull weight on the main blade's about a 7. Perfect walk and talk. Centering is beautiful. 0 rub. It is like new in the tube. They're getting a little rare. They've kind of found homes and guys are hanging on to them. This one can be yours. $180 like it is. $210 if you like it with an Apostle P edge on both blades. It's a GEC Tidioute number 33 Conductor. Next up, we've come to the save me from myself moment tonight. I've watched 2 of these go through my hands in the last 4 months and didn't buy one. It is a Tidioute from Great Eastern Cutlery, and it's a 68 Pony Jack model 681221, 1095 steel. Comes with a button. Oh, guys, look at that. 3 7/16 inches of closed length. All steel construction, so bolsters, liners, end caps, all steel. I hope my camera is doing this Cocobolo justice. Not only is it drop dead gorgeous, look how well matched it is. This is also a cam tang knife. Clip main, pen secondary, no shield because the Cocobolo on here is too beautiful. Secondary blade in the front. Now this is a cam tang knife, but just listen. Oh my. Good job, Randy Bell. They got it right, guys. So I got a cut swedge, long pull main, the Pony Jack etch. Pretty large pen secondary for a small-ish knife, nice and broad. Condition on this, very near mint, in tube with button, and the wood is drop dead gorgeous. Your price, 140 like it is, 170 I sharpen both blades. The GEC Tidioute number 68 Pony Jack. Next up, save me from myself again. A couple of weeks ago, my buddy Peter, you guys all know my buddy Peter, he called me like in a panic. He's got a daughter whose boyfriend is probably going to propose. Had to buy a Christmas present for the future son-in-law. He called me, you got a GEC you want to sell? And you guys know, I've kind of been fire sailing to pay for my motorcycle project, and I was kind of done. So I let him talk me out of the twin to this knife. This is a GEC Tidioute, number 83 Tascosa, little lockback, in Mexican Bacote wood, model 831121LB. I'm not generally a big fan of Bacote, but I bought mine at the Rendezvous last year because the Bacote on that knife was so gorgeous. I sold it begrudgingly, and then this shows up. Oh, are you looking at the wood? Oh, ho, ho. Oh my. Little Federal shield, bare end lanyard tube, nickel silver bolsters, brass liners. Unbelievably sexy clip point blade. Satin, no etch, drawn swedge, big nail neck. Zero blade play. Nice and smooth. Centering down the middle. Like new in tube. Factory edge. 140 bucks. Like it is. 160 with my edge. Do not wait, because I'm not sure I can contain myself. That's the GEC Tidioute, number 83 Tascosa. Next up, our last Great Eastern Cutlery offering of the evening. This one is a Northfield unexcelled premium pocket knife. Model 941121 in garnet jigged bone. You guys know what it is. It's a Freedom Jack. Interesting covers on this knife. It was a little dye resistant. I've got some lightish areas, but no hint of pink. Triple line bolster, chamfered end caps. Again, a very sexy cut swedge long pull clip point blade. Listen to that walk and talk. That is amazing. 7 pull, strong 7. Centering, I think, favors the right side slightly. We'll call it near mint in tube. Your price 95 bucks like it is, 115 with my edge. The GEC Northfield number 94 Freedom Jack. Next up. Oh, I teased you guys about this one yesterday. Yes, I did. Look at that. That is a 29-year-old box that says Winchester Warranted Cutlery Highest Quality Rifle Shield Series. On the other end here we got a W18 19109 270 cartridge in burnt orange bone. So this was a series of knives made in the mid-90s for Winchester by a little knife company in Titusville, PA, whose chief designer happened to be a gentleman named Bill Howard. Knowing that, and looking at that handle, I think we can all see where the 97 Allegheny came from, can't we? Yeah. This is a monster, and it is a thing of beauty. 5 3/8 inches of closed-length back pocket Coke bottle with a mid-lock mechanism. in some of the most stunning pick bone I have ever seen. Nickel silver bolsters and end caps, brass liners, a big match striker nail nick, a stunning stainless steel clip point blade with a big cut swedge. Winchester Cartridge Series trademark is your etch. And it's a swing guard. Tidioute. Tidioute. Let me wipe this blade. Oh, man. It's queen made, so the polish isn't stellar, but you can't see, but under the swing guard, it'll say Made in USA. And under the swing guard, it says 19109, then apostrophe 94, so that 94 manufacturer. And we have absolutely zero blade play, a stiff spring, good snap, swing guard is rock solid. The only defect, it ain't centered. Who freaking cares? I'm going to call this near mint in box. Yeah, I won't even tell you what the seller put on his sheet for desired pricing because it was ridiculously low. And I said yesterday, this is the knife I bumped him up. Just to fill in the blank, I got an email from him a little while ago. He watched the heads up video. And he said, hey, if you want to pull that from the sale and buy it at the price that I had listed, you can. And I said, let's try to make you some money first. I think this is a steal. I found a sold listing for the little brother of this knife at $145 on eBay. This is the big mama jamma. We're going to do this at 120 like it is. 145 with an ApostleP edge. I can guarantee you this knife will not be produced again. At least not by the people who built it in 1994. That's a piece of history, my friends. The Winchester 19109 W18 270 cartridge knife. Don't nap on this one. Next up, as we turn the page, got one from Protech, and it's a pretty special one from Protech. It is the TR2 Shaw Skull SWAT knife. Protech in conjunction with Tactical Response, the training company of the late great James Yeager, with that beautiful bronzy skull inlay. It is a side folding button lock, automatic, DLC blade, 154 cm steel, little DLC coated spear point, 3 1/16 inch blade, 4 7/16 handle, the long Protech clip. Lockup is dead rock solid. Centering is pretty much dead down the middle. Action is Protech perfection. Number 103 of 500. Discontinued, out of stock, unobtainium. Your price? $210, like it is. $235 with my edge. The Protech TR2 Shaw Skull SWAT knife. If you thought that was special, next up is one I think is even more special. From Protech, this one does have the box. The previous one did not. This is the Protech Wilson Combat Eagle automatic. Oh, what a beauty. Designed by Les George. We have the Wilson Combat Sunburst milled hard anodized aluminum handle. The sliding safety on the scale. We got the long Protech clip. We got a button lock automatic. 154 cm blade. There's your Les George maker's mark on that side. There's your Wilson Combat. 3 3/8 blade, 4 3/4 handle, rock solid lockup. Perfect centering. Great action. Near mint to like new in box. And the reason I say that, I found the tiniest little nick right on the edge of the clip. I don't even know if the camera's picking up the glint. It's right there. That's it. Let's see. These are out of stock in unobtainium. Your price, $300, like it is. $325 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Protech Wilson Combat WC E03 Auto Eagle. Next up, this might be the buy of the sale from Kershaw. It's a Launch One automatic. Black, hard anodized aluminum handle. The old Kershaw butter knife, clip, tip up, ambidextrous. No safety. We've got the red target button. Super snappy action, black wash blade in CPM 154, 3 3/8 blade, 4 13/16 handle. Rock solid lockup. You saw the action. Bang. Centering, I'm going to say is close. I think it favors the right side. Near mint to like new, no box. Price of these brand new, and they are still in stock, is $125 web retail. This one can be yours, $75, like it is, $100 with my edge. That's the Kershaw Launch One Auto. Next up, oh my, guys, we have one from Paragon Knives, Asheville steel, made in the USA. This is the Warlock. In a dark gray, hard anodized aluminum handle with the Sorcerer cross and shield milled into that aluminum handle. Pocket clip is going to be ambidextrous, tip up. And this is so hard to demonstrate. Oops, I got it backwards. You need a lot of room to flick. So essentially you push both buttons, which frees the blade, and you fling it out and you fling it in. See how the button separates the handles to let the blade go? Had to do it off camera, but it works great once you figure out what you're doing. That blade is a double-edged dagger in a coarse satin. Blade is S30V, 3 7/8 inches in length. And that same gray is carried onto the blade, and then it's ground away. Just beautiful. And the same cross in the blade. Pretty cool stuff. The handle length is pretty long. Let's see, 5 7/16. You think that would start some conversations? I think it will. Let's see. Once you figure out how to do it, it works really cool. Let's see, condition on this will be like new in box. These are out of stock in this configuration, every retailer I could find. When they were available, they were $269. This one can be yours like new in the box, $180 like it is. $215 I sharpen both edges. That is the Paragon Asheville Steel Warlock Dagger. Next up, it is Microtech time. The knife in that beautiful box is the Direct double-edged with the bronze apocalyptic finish. A sweet little OTF. I typically do not have any interest in double-edged dagger OTF knives, especially little ones. But how do you not love this? Look at that thing. Oh, so you get a black hard anodized aluminum handle, slightly crowned and melted. You got the apocalyptic finish clip. And on the clip, it's probably too small to read, but it says, born at 12 of 2021, serial number is 10183. Even the glass breaker, or skull crusher, is in bronze apocalyptic. So is the button. I'm going to say the button effort is medium. Nice and easy. 100% reliable. Blade steel is M390. Also, the blade is in bronze apocalyptic. Condition is like new in the box. They are out of stock. When they were available, web price brand new was $330, and they're gone. Your price? $290. No need to sharpen that. It's for opening letters and sticking pigs. It's as sharp as it needs to be. That's the Microtech Duroc double-edged OTF. Next up, and I think our final, nope, not our final auto knife, but it is an auto knife. From the Benchmade Knife Company, Oregon City, Oregon. It's a black class 5700 Auto Presidio 2. It comes in this ballistic nylon sheath. With some elastic cordage. You could lash this to your motorcycle pack. Yes, you could. There's also a Molly strap in the box. Doggone it, there we go. So it looks like a Presidio 2. Hard anodized black aluminum handle. Parkerized deep carry butterfly clip. It does have some scuffs on the clip. A couple on the handle. Spine safety. Auto axis. S30V blade. 3 11/16 blade, 5 1/16 handle. It's a monster. It's a beast. It's sweet. I love that glass beaded finish for low reflectivity on the S30V blade. Lockup is solid. Action is beautiful. Centering is, I don't know, would perfect be okay? Okay. So we'll call it excellent to near mint in box because of the little scratches. These are discontinued and out of stock. Blade HQ did have a clearance on these before they sold out. Their clearance was $190. So what were they, like $2 1/4, $230 web retail? This one can be yours for $140. Shipped priority mail, $165 with an Apostle P edge. The Benchmade 5700 Auto Presidio 2. Next up, for all you law enforcement officers out there, you might want to take a look at this. Another black class Benchmade. It is the 917 BK-1901 Tactical Triage. So check it out, guys. Some very, very nicely milled G10 scales. Some nice sort of checkering. Some hashes. And wait for it, Look at, oh, one blue liner. This is the thin blue line Tactical Triage. How about that? You've got a black Serrated, gorgeous. This is the same blade as the Striker, actually. Kind of the same knife as the Striker with some added features. Look at that. Beautiful swedged spear. S30V, was that right? Yeah, S30V blade. 3 7/16 inches in length. 4 11/16 handle. Kind of a PVD, kind of a bright, not a parkerized clip. Very nicely finished clip, deep carry. Ambidextrous tip up. And you got your seatbelt cutter. And you got your carbide glass breaker. Axis lock manual mechanism. Action's beautiful. Centering is beautiful. Lockup is rock solid. I'm going to call this like new in box. And they're discontinued and out of stock. Your price on this one, $150, like it is $175 with an Apostle P edge. You know, I like that knife a lot. Very nice. $150 like it is, $175 sharpened. The Benchmade 917 BK-1901 Triage thin blue line. Next up is our last Benchmade and our last auto knife in tonight's sale. Old box. 3550 BK Mini Infidel. It's an old box, but they're still making the same knife in the same steel. So it comes in your Infidel sheath. The molly strap's in the box, I believe. I thought I heard it rattling around. Yep. Got the snap. And here's the Mini Infidel. Hard anodized black, aluminum handle. Aggressively milled for grip. Button on the side. Medium firm button. These don't deploy fast, but they deploy 100%, and this one's no exception. D2 steel. To this day, they're D2. 3-inch blade, 4-inch handle. Near mint inbox, very, very slight handle where you can see some little nicks in the peaks there. These are in stock at your favorite web cutlery dealer. It'll run you $450 to buy a brand new one. This one can be yours, $290 like it is. No need to sharpen. That's the Benchmade 3350 BK Mini Infidel OTF. Next up, we got one from Cold Steel. One of the last new models in the tenure of Lynn C. Thompson. It's the Frenzy 1. I'm not sure what 1 means, except it's this size. Look at that. Look at that. That is 6 7/8 inches of OD green and black layered G10, 3D machined. Pocket clip, ambidextrous tip up. Locking mechanism is a triad lock, of course. Out of that handle comes this unbelievably menacing Wharncliffe blade, bidirectional satin, cool swedge, even cooler fuller. Blade steel is S35VN. Blade length 5 9/16. Are you kidding me? It's a triad lock. Do you think it's solid? I think it is. Now, I will say that this one has a hell of a spring. If it were mine, I would do my spring mod on it to take some tension off of that. But it flings open super great. And look at that, guys. 5 9/16 inches later, the blade's perfectly centered. The condition is like new in the box. They are discontinued and out of stock. The last available web price was $140. This one can be yours for $100. Like it is, $130 with my edge on that wicked Wharncliffe blade, the Cold Steel Frenzy 1. Next up, I teased this knife, and I said, I've never said this, but this is a really cool quartermaster knife. There's your box. There is your authenticity certificate. This was made back in 2016, number 173 of 300. I didn't know this knife existed because I've never paid any attention to quartermaster. But if you remember last week, we ran a Kershaw ET, their production version of Grant and Gavin Hawk's external toggle. Apparently, later on, they did it with quartermaster. This is the same ET mechanism designed by the Hawks. This one uses a flipper. Oh, I got my hand in the way. Sorry about that. Let's do it again. Look at that, huh? Ball bearing pivot. ET mechanism. So I'm not sure what the coating is. Looks like it could be DLC over an aluminum frame, I believe. And this has got a Tonto blade in S35VN, 3.5 inch blade, 4.5 handle. Lockup is solid, and the action is the action. The centering is perfect. The condition is like new in the box. The model is the General Lee 2 Tonto. They're discontinued and out of stock. When they were available, web price was $270. This one can be yours for $220 like it is, $250 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Quartermaster, generally to Tonto. Next up, every once in a while, against my bias, we does something that just makes me smile. And we did something here that just makes me smile. This is the We 920 Alpha Blocow, I guess. Gray titanium handle, marble carbon fiber inlays, stonewashed S35 VN blade. It took me a couple minutes to figure out what they did here. You know, I started writing my copy. I started to write titanium frame lock, inserted, ball bearing flipper. Except it ain't a frame lock, it don't have a steel insert, and it ain't a flipper. So we got titanium frame, marble carbon fiber inlays, nice lanyard loop, nice right hand tip up milled titanium pocket clip. I do have a ball bearing pivot, but blade deploys with thumb studs. Look at that gorgeous Spanish clip. It's deceptively big, 4 1/8 inches blade length. And look at the lock. It's like a mid-lock back lock, and look how it actuates. It's like a strap lock, sort of. And I got to tell you guys, there's a little detent, but it flies out of the handle on the bearings. It's so cool. I'll never own one, but it's so cool. It just is. Everything's perfect. Lockup's perfect. Action's perfect. Centering's perfect. Condition, near mint, in box. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. When they were available, they were $270 web retail. This one can be yours for $220, $245 with an Apostle P edge. That's the We 920A Blocow, B-L-O-C-A-O. Next up, I'm reaching and knocking stuff over as usual. Next up, here's a cool knife from Mission Knives. This is the MPT Titanium. I think it's the MPT 12. The only way I could figure out which one it was by the overall length, because I have no idea how they measure their blade and handle lengths. I'll show you in a minute. Anyway, beautiful Kydex sheath. Nice clip. So what's the deal on these Mission knives? Well, they're made out of titanium, hardened to 47 Rockwell. So they give it sort of an acidy bead blast over the titanium. I love how the etch turns blue and purple. They've sharpened the swedge. They've sharpened the edge. Nice convex work. Partially serrated. So they publish the blade length at 7 1/8, but that's probably measured to about here. And they measure the handle at 4 3/4. Again, anyway, all I know is if you add those up, it comes out to the length they published, 12 and something. So they do this for absolute corrosion proofness, right? That's why titanium, and completely anti-magnetic. The handle is kind of a Applegate Fairbairn looking pattern, isn't it? It is a hybrid of Hytrel and Kevlar molded on to the titanium. Good luck ever getting that off. Stock thickness looks like is it a 1/4 inch? I don't know. Could be. So why would you want a knife like this? What if you're going to carry it a lot in really crappy environments? And this has an NSN and it's designed for the military. And you're not going to use it very often, like an emergency knife. It is what it is. These are sold out. When they were available, they were $499. I don't think the average GI carries these. I think special operators carry these. Anyway, this one's not $4.99. It's near mint. No box. $300 like it is. $335 with my ads. It's the Mission Knives MPT Titanium. Next up, we've got one from Benchmade HK. So it comes in this big long OD green Kydex sheath with a, what is that, a neoprene loop? Inside comes this bad boy. It's kind of a lightweight woods knife, a recurve drop point, DLC coated in 440C. I'm going to say 5/32, maybe 3/16 stock. High saber, flat ground. Ground pretty thin. Pretty nice woods knife. 9 7/16 inches of blade length. And then you get a molded on craton handle. You can come forward. This is a knife Benchmade made with the HK brand. Not for very long, right after they discontinued HK. Let's see. These are gone, discontinued, out of stock, extinct brand. The last web pricing was a clearance price at $90. This one, near mint, no box, $70 like it is. $105 with my ads. That's the Benchmade HK Feint fixed blade. Next up, it is tops time. This knife has weight, guys. It has weight. It is the Tops Operator 7. Comes in a unbelievably beautiful Kydex sheath with a leather D-ring and dangle. Inside, oh, we got this bad boy. This is the Tops Operator 7. A recurve spear point with a fuller in the acid rain finish. Integral crossguard with lashing slots. The handle scales are black G10, red liner, natural canvas. That is 5/16 stock, my friends. Good luck breaking that one. Blade steel is 1075. This thing is made to be tough. 7 3/16 blade, 5 5/16 handle. It's girthy, but really grippable and usable. Like new, no box. These are out of stock everywhere. When they were available, they were $183 web new. This one, $150 like it is. $185 with my edge on it. That's the Tops Operator 7. That brings us to the last knife in the sale. It's from good old reliable K-Bar and good old reliable Ethan Becker. It's the Becker BK2 from K-Bar. Molded plastic sheath, really all you need. Absolutely zero rattle. Beautiful thumb break. Works perfectly. Here you go. It is a drop point blade in 1095 Crovan with, looks like a, I don't know if that's a powder coat, some kind of epoxy. It is a swedged drop point, and the swedge is sharpened. 5 1/4 blade, 5 1/2 handle with that Ethan Becker profile on the handle, and man, does it fit the hand. That is Zytel, believe it or not, with kind of a modified Anso pattern, molded in. Perfect hammer tang exposed. 5 1/2 handle. Very cool. These are available new for $110 at your favorite web retailer. This one I'll call near mint, just from sheathware in the coating, like right there. No box. your price, 85 bucks like it is, 120 with an Apostle P edge. That is the K-Bar Becker BK2. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I had fun. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking. Talk to you soon.